Folks, all right. So it's another video. In this video, we're actually going to go a bit deeper than my other video in explaining what coaching is by ironically talking about what coaching is not. I have found in my experience when I have this part of the conversation with my clients to be that they really appreciate getting this deeper understanding and knowing like the nuances and the distinctions between some other professions and coaching as a way to more fully paint the picture of life coaching and health coaching and wellness coaching. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. And just to kind of kick things off in this direction, fundamentally, what coaches are not, we are not here to diagnose, we're not here to treat, we're not here to prescribe. That is not what coaches do. And so yeah, I like to highlight a few sister professions, as I call them, to point out the distinctions and point out the differences between these other professions and coaching. And by me doing this, I just want to be absolutely clear here. I am not knocking down any of these other professions. I'm not saying that coaching is better than these other professions. I'm purely just working to point out the distinctions between and among all of these professions. And I actually think that all of these professions, including coaching, can be extremely valuable for folks at different parts of their life. And so, with that first sister profession that I like to highlight is all about mentorship. And so the way I describe mentoring is where you have like a more experienced person taking on a less experienced person. And this actually can happen in either a professional environment or a personal environment. And so this relationship starts, and so what this less experienced person is looking for is really looking to kind of get developed and shaped and molded in a similar path as that mentor, and getting that advice and getting that insight along the way. The main difference here between mentoring and coaching is that coaches and their clients, we are here, we're in a partnership, and this is where we stay, this is where we intend to stay at the start, middle, end of the journey. And so we are not looking to mold you, we're not looking to develop you or shape you. And as I mentioned in that other video, where I do talk about what coaching is as well, we're not here to tell you what to do. And that's a powerful piece of information to know about coaching. It is a collaborative forum, partnership, where we're truly putting our brains together to see what's going to work best for you. And so that's the main difference between mentoring and coaching. The second sister profession that I like to highlight is consulting. And consulting, the way I describe it, is generally happens in a business environment, business setting. And so let's just say company A, there's a department within company A that has a problem. They are looking to fix something and they don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to fix the problem. Houston, we have a problem. And so what that company might decide to do is look externally and hire a consultant, a subject matter expert to come in-house temporarily, assess the situation, evaluate the situation, and then provide that company with possible solutions to implement to fix that problem. The main differences between consulting and coaching, I think the biggest one for me actually is the notion, and my fundamental belief is that I don't consider any of my clients to be broken or something to be fixed or to have a problem or that they are a problem. I don't even have to know what they want to achieve and want to create for themselves out of this coaching journey to believe fully that they are fully capable of achieving whatever that is for themselves. So that's I would say the biggest difference between consulting and coaching. And then the other piece, it kind of goes back to the partnership piece and that subject matter expertise. And so, as I mentioned before, we are two experts coming together. And absolutely, you can ask me if for any sort of resources or information that might be relevant to what you're working towards. Totally. If I have that information, I'll share it. Similarly, if something's coming up from me that I think is relevant, but you haven't asked about it or for it, I might, not I might, I will, I'll ask your permission before I do share it. And whatever decision you say, either yes or no, I respect that equally. If you say no, we move on. If you say yes, I'll share what's coming up for me, and then I check in to see how you react to what I did bring forward. Because again, we're honoring the fact that you're in the driver's seat. You are in control of your life, and this is your life journey. And then, so that third profession that I like to highlight is therapy. And the way I describe therapy is, number one, you have a clinician in the seat who is working to help heal their patient from emotional blockages that might be connected to either past or current trauma. And so it's primarily a past and present focused area of exploration, a lot of exploration around these emotions, analyzing these emotions, working to get to the why, to the root of these emotions, as a way to help heal that person so that we can be more functional for the day and for today. And the main differences here between therapy and coaching is that coaching is primarily a present and future focused domain, where we're getting clear on like, what is it that you want? Where are you now? And how do we support you getting there? And we may pop into the past from time to time, but we don't spend a lot of time in the past. And why would we pop into the past? So an example of that is maybe something worked for you in the past that you want to bring to this current journey. And that would be a prime example of when we would pop into the past to kind of like see what might have worked for you before that could be relevant for the journey today. I also want to make a note about emotions and my approach to if and when emotions come up in coaching appointments, especially as a stress and burnout coach. Emotional management is one of the keys. It's one of the keys to mastering our stress. And so I really do want to make a note here about my approach to emotions, and first just say literally we have neuropeptides floating throughout our bodies, and these neuropeptides are telling us what to feel. And that's all driven by what our brain is thinking. And so we're human. We are emotional beings. It's physiologically impossible to not be without a feeling. And so, yeah, emotions can come up in coaching appointments, and that is totally okay. I normalize that. And what my approach is, if that does happen with my client, I will check in with my client to see what my client might need in the moment for support. And then my approach is always going to be to that learning piece. What message or messages might that emotion be trying to tell you, or what might you be able to pick up from that emotion as a way to support you moving forward towards that North Star and that vision of yours. That is my approach. And that said, I also do want to say that there could be a time when we're working together in a coaching journey and you're not moving forward in the way that you want to move forward. That can happen. A possible reason for that is actually the deeper work that you might consider working with a therapist on. And if that happens, if we ever decide to work together, that's a space where I will talk about, referring you to also work with a therapist, because that could help unblock what might be preventing you from moving forward towards that North Star and that vision. But that is my approach to when, I will say when, because we're human and emotional beings, when emotions come up in coaching, I normalize it. It is part of the human condition, even though these emotions may not feel good all the time. And so with that, I hope that provides a deeper understanding of what life coaching, health coaching, wellness coaching is all about. And with that, let's go.